Hey guys, and welcome back to Glory Hunter. We're returning today with episode 75. I can't believe we're at episode 75, close to 100 now, and I'm sure that will come around very fast. But right now we're focusing on the here and now with RC Lens. And we've got an important run of fixtures in today's episode where once again we are fighting on three fronts, starting off with Lille away in the Coupe de France. We've got 3 games in the league against St Etienne, Nantes, and then a big one against PSG to end the episode. And we've also got both legs of our last 16 tie against fellow French side Stade Rennais to come as well. So lots of big games to come, starting with today. It's a quarter-final, and of course we will be looking to make it to the final 4 of this competition. It could be all over after 90, but I'm hoping that we're going to make it to the semi-finals. Let's jump into it. It's Lille away. Of course, guys, at the end of the previous episode, we played Lille at home, and we played out a 2-2 draw with them in that game. We, of course, lost to them on this ground. Earlier on in the season, they beat us, I think it was 3-0 in the end. But the man who terrorised us on that day, Barak, has been sold. They've replaced him, though, with Rasmus Højlund, so quite a good replacement. We've made a couple of changes to the team, as I do want to keep things fresh. You know, I've mentioned it a million times about how we're having to focus on 3 different competitions at the moment. 3 that we feel that we have a good shot of winning. We're trying to keep fit, rotate the players. We saw obviously Seko Fofana go down after just coming back from injury in the previous episode. So just trying to keep things rotated, keep everyone fresh as we look to make a push on these 3 fronts. Here goes Moses down the right hand side. Dinks one into the middle. It's just over Buick, who had come in field. As the shot comes in from range. And Antonio Gomes in today. He is the cup keeper. I do like to... Oh, that's a strong tackle. I do like to be fair with my my second choice keepers. I do like to have like an established cup keeper. Oh, as Kovacevic misses the header. And Gomes can't keep it out. It's slammed home. It's Ezequiel Palacios, who scored against us just a few days ago in the league. I thought Kovacevic was going to get there. He misses the header. Gomes can't get there despite it being close in. Just can't get a touch on it. And Palacios gives Lille the lead. And we're in trouble here. If we go 2 down, it could be game already. Gomez hits it from range. That's unbelievable. Well, I have been stunned into absolute silence here. I was getting across with Kovacevic and I went, you can shoot from there. He had Rasmus Højlund with him as well. He would have been screaming for it. And Gomez unleashes an absolute thunderbolt past Gomes. And Lens have some real work to do, or we are going to be heading out of the Coupe de France. This could be our first trophyless season in the entire save. I'm not really too sure what to change. In an attacking sense, we've got some of our best players already out there. And it's going to be 3. That is a huge save by Gomes. If we end up getting through this tie, we will look back at that moment. And now can we break down the other end? Buick trying to get away from Cohen, who's quick. Still Buick. Pegs it back for Onana, surely. And from one end to the other, Lens are back in it. Reminiscent of that championship playoff goal. Not quite as important, this one, that Troy Deeney scored against Leicester all those years ago. But the big save from Gomes in the Lens goal, and then we go straight down the other end and we're back in it. And now we've got the bit between our teeth. Dan James off the bench, looking to pull it back. And again, every time I speak about this man, his end product just not good enough. As Dan James in support, we've got fresh legs down this right hand side. Taiwo can't get it round the corner. We've just not been good enough in the final third today. It's really disappointing. We're into the 3rd minute, but we're not going to have time to get it down the other end. There's the whistle. And we've fallen at the quarterfinals. Not the start we were after to the episode. Out of the Coupe de France. And as I alluded to in that game, possibility of our first trophyless season of the save. They deserved it too, Lille. We were so poor in the final third. 2 shots, 0.8 XG. Lille deserved to go through. Really disappointing. Let's take a look at who we would have faced in the semi-finals. It would have been PSG. So a lot of if, buts and maybes. If we made it through PSG, we probably would have been favourites for the final, but we didn't make it there. Defeat in the quarters to Lille. Well, we knew we were going to be here next season anyway, as of course we're still going for the league, which looks unlikely this year, but it puts a little bit more pressure on us to win the competition next year. So there's only one thing we can do after that disappointing defeat, and that is pick ourselves up and go again. Back to matters in the league, taking on St Etienne as Clerc can't quite get through. And you may recall quite early on in the season they actually defeated us. I think it was by a goal to nil. And they're really struggling down in 19th place at the moment. So if we can't win today, I'll be really disappointed as Openda heads over the top early doors. We've got to get a big win today to build confidence going into the rest of the month. Betty brings the ball forward down the right and has Moses in support. Pulled the left centre-back out wide there. Looks for Openda in the middle. It's a brilliant ball by Moses. The league's top assister, and you can see why when he's pulling balls like that out. A brilliant cross into the middle. It's brilliant from Moses. Direct play, gets to the byline, and a brilliant little dinked cross into the middle. Lois Openda stoops to head home, and RC Lens have the lead. Openda back amongst it as well, his 17th of the year. Onana striding forward. Onana with the hit. Oh, it's glorious. Jean Onana, what a strike. Just absolutely bodies his man here. See you later. And then unleashes an absolute cracker. That is Seko Fofana style, paying tribute to the captain with an absolute worldie there. He's the vice, he's wearing it at the moment with Seko down, and Jean Onana with an absolute screamer. Onana intercepts, slips it through to Openda. Lois Openda bends it wide. Well, not a huge amount to report on since that second goal from Onana. Here's Costa, who's off the bench, has David making the run. Oh, it's a cracking save by the keeper. Stefan David still hasn't got his first goal for the club. Oh, Edson Alvarez has his pocket pinched, and the clean sheet's gone. Edson Alvarez, come on, you're one of the experienced players in the team. Really poor. And St Etienne back in the game from nothing. Here's Costa into Openda. Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant from our number 9. A great strike past the dive of the keeper. And we restore our 2-goal lead. That should be that. And there's the full-time whistle, confirmation of our victory. 3-1 in the end, 2 for Lois Openda as he chases after the golden boot. And that puts us back on track with some big games still to come to close out the month. Here we are then, back to matters in the Conference League, back to Europe, and I'm feeling pretty nervous for this. I was hoping that we'd be playing, no offence to the Conference League, but hoping we'd be playing some bums in the knockout stages, and Stade Rennais is certainly not that. This is going to be a really tough 2-legged affair against the team sat just behind us in the domestic league. With us now being out of the cup and looking like it's going to be impossible to win the league, I am taking this competition very seriously. And we have got Mr. Thursday Night, Taiwo Awoniyi, leading our line and looking to get another goal in Europe. Schumacher's done well. Pat will pick up the loose ball. Can drive forward here, the German. Oh, it's through to Taiwo. Taiwo Awoniyi, what a strike. Mr. Thursday Night at it again. But made from the endeavour of the 16-year-old Patrick Kaiser. Picked up the loose ball in the defensive third and then brings it forward. Holds off his man, plays it to Taiwo, and what a strike from the former Union Berlin and Nottingham Forest man, past the keeper in a flash. And Taiwo Awoniyi just loves scoring in Europe. 5 goals already in the competition. And they're working the ball around nicely here. Raymond with the strike. And Gomes palms it behind. He is in once again, the Spaniard, as he is our cup keeper. Good distribution from the keeper. David sends it down the line to Moses. What a ball by Stefan David. Moses in behind. Oh, looking to square it to Taiwo. It's a brilliant piece of goalkeeping. High press from us here, and Schumacher's done well to win the ball back. Here's Onana. Back to Leon Clerc. Moses in support. Moses bends it home for 2. What a start to this first leg in what I thought was going to be a really challenging tie. But we are putting Stade Rennais to the sword here. 2 goals up just before the break. And Moses Usor bends it home for the second. If we get a third, it's a long way back for Stade Rennais. And we look so dangerous coming forward. Awoniyi through to Leon Clerc. Brilliant build-up. Just overruns it slightly and allows the keeper to get in up against Araujo. And I think he fancies a run against him, the Croatian. To the byline. Pulled back to Moses. What an evening for Moses Usor. Doesn't score many, normally the creator, but gets on the end of Buick's cross and heads it past the keeper, back the way it's come. And RC Lens take a 3-0 lead in the first leg of this last 16 tie. Stade Rennais looking to find a goal back in this contest. Boadu, Stefan David gets in. Oh, Patrick Kaiser. This young man, what a baller. Dan James, can he get away? He should have the pace, but Stade Rennais get bodies back, given away again. And this time Ramirez pounces on it. We have just been a different class today. A 3-0 aggregate lead to take into the second leg. You could say perhaps we are more focused on this competition, while Stade Rennais, trying to qualify for the Champions League through their league position, perhaps have more focus on that. But it's a fantastic first leg result either way, and we are in the driving seat to make it to the quarterfinals. So flip-flopping between competitions, and we are now once again focusing back on the league. With that big win in midweek, it does mean that for the second leg we will be able to make a few changes and not have to go as full strength. So we're pretty strong tonight, knowing that we do have the chance to make changes in that second leg. But Nantes coming out here in front of their home fans with a point to prove. Front three is still very strong, and Moses Usor on that right hand side was absolutely fantastic on Thursday against Stade Rennais. Can he continue that form today? Here he is up against Marcos Antonio. Stops and looks to whip one to the back post for Leon Clerc. Oh, what a header from the young man. Moses with another assist, gets it back onto his left peg and then whips it to the back stick. Clerc rises above his man. The keeper gets a little touch on it, but can only push it against the post. His 6th goal of the season from midfield. What a signing he has been towards the end of the summer window. Moses, the real danger man at the moment. There's something about him. He just feels so good on the ball as he beats his man and chops inside. Brilliant from Moses. Looks for Leon Clerc, and the shot in the end is poor. But Moses playing his best football of the season so far. He's absolutely unplayable out there. Fernandez whips one in. Cracking ball to Onana, who didn't quite get the execution right. Clerc flicks on to Openda. Holds it up well. Openda has Moses out wide on the right. Looks to come infield Moses. Finds Openda. Now Clerc. Moses with a brilliant run. Oh, it's brilliant. Oh, how was that stayed out? Moses, again, brilliant little ball into the middle. took a slight little nick on the way through, and somehow Onana heads over. We lead at the break, but it should be more than the one that we do have. Clerk swings it out to Moses. He has been magic today. Moses the Magician, we'll call him. He's off again. Moses into the penalty area this time. Moses off the woodwork, and Clerk will tap home the rebound, but Moses the Magician has just been brilliant today. Won't be credited with the assist for that, but has been at the heart of everything. He was amazing in midweek against Stade Rennais, and he's carried on that form today. Lyon at the double gets his 7th of the league campaign, but all about the run from Moses. Well, that will do it. It was pretty comprehensive in the end. A 2-0 victory, a rare clean sheet for Galini, and exactly what we needed for that tricky game that's always sandwiched in between the two European ties. Right then, here we go. Second leg time. We are in a fantastic position to make it through, and anything but is a complete collapse. So I've made a couple of changes as Kovacevic actually picked up a suspension for the league game, so he is not going to be available for that, so he definitely needed to start this one. So we've made a few changes in the back line and given a few fringe players some minutes. Oh, strong tackle that. So we're resting quite a lot today, and I'd like to think that even if we lose on the night, we'll get through on the aggregate score. Here's Moses. Brilliant. Oh, it's off the crossbar. Wearing the armband today as well, Moses. He has been magnificent in today's episode. Kovacevic beaten. Big save from Gomes. Still in between the sticks for this Conference League run, Antonio Gomes, and that is a big save from him there. And Hadjam has some defending to do, which he's not done. And surely offside. No? Stade Rennais with an early goal back. Surely we don't bottle from here. It's 3-1. I thought the flag would be raised, but nothing given by the linesman. Good press this. Hadjam picks it up. Finds David. Surely we can finish it off. It's Costa. Big save, but Taiwo will tap in. We take them. A gift of a goal for Taiwo. Mr. Thursday night at it again. He scored in every single game that we've played in the Conference League so far. Costa really should have finished it off himself, but we'll take the gift for Taiwo. That's now his, what, 6th? Yes, 6 goals in 4 for Taiwo. Mr. Thursday night strikes again. Here's Moses. Probably going to be brought off after this attack with that game against PSG in mind. Still Moses. Oh, so much space. David, still can't get his first goal for the club. He's always getting in the right positions, just not quite been able to finish any of them off yet. Feels like when he gets a goal, they might come a little bit more frequently. Just can't quite get that first one yet. That's brilliant from Moses, and Hadjam loses out. Moses the creator though. Here he is again. Moses, it's a good strike and turn over the top. Moses has been taken off just to rest him for that game against PSG. And there's our goal to put us in front on the night. It's Dan James, of all players, to score the header from the corner. 2-1 on the evening, 5-1 on aggregate now. And we're in the quarterfinals, boys. It's done. Kovacevic down the line to Stefan David. In behind for Dan James. It's a brilliant ball by David. Dan James in behind, can't finish it. David, still can't get his goal. That will do it though. There's the full-time whistle. We win both legs in a tie that I thought was going to be much, much tougher. We brushed Stade Rennais aside in the end. And we love the Conference League, man. What a tournament. Mr. Thursday night, Taiwo Awoniyi with another. And we'll go and find out who we will face in the quarterfinals. So knocking out Stade Rennais, a massive victory for us in terms of one of our competitors. As long as we avoid Mönchengladbach, I'll fancy our chances against anyone else left in the competition. I believe the draw will have been made on the Friday just gone. So as we simulate through, we will check the news section, and we can't see the draw, but we can see who it is. It's FC Basel. Titled a favourable draw. They are a team with a lot of European experience, although I would expect us to get through. So FC Basel in the quarterfinals. We'll go and take a look at the full draw. So there's the full draw, guys, and as I said before it was made, Mönchengladbach, the clear standouts, and if we don't play them in the semis, then I'd imagine it would be us against them in the final, of course, if we make it. The other ties, Dundee against Almeria and Young Boys against Midtjylland. So yeah, I definitely expect us to get through the Swiss side Basel, especially the way we've just dispatched of Stade Rennais in the last 16. So we've got a huge first v second clash here to close out the episode before we head into an international break. You can see Stade Rennais falling off the pace a bit, and Marseille have now jumped up into third. We do, however, have a 9-point gap above them, but the gap that I'm worried about is that to the leaders PSG, currently at 14 points. If we win today, it'll be cut to 11 with, 9 games left to play. I still don't see it happening, but anything but a win today, the title is most certainly done. Let's jump into it. Not really got anything to lose, as I think everyone expects PSG to win the title from here. So here we are then. We've got the small task of stopping Kylian Mbappe today, partnered up front with Wilfried Gnonto, who between the two of them absolutely tore us apart at the Parc des Princes. With 10 games to play, including this one, and a 14-point gap, we need a win today. Nothing but a win is good enough. And here's Leon Clerc, drags it wide. Huge chance for the young Frenchman who can't convert. The Croatian comes inside to Openda, who's away from his man. Lois Openda opens the scoring for Lens. And, well, I'm not getting too excited, as there is still a lot of work to be done if we're somehow going to beat PSG to the title this year. But we're doing everything we can. And Lois Openda opens the scoring today with a lovely goal, which puts him on 19 for the season. First start today for Leo Cunningham since the big injury, so quite a big ask chucking him straight back in. He's had a few minutes off the bench in Europe, but first start today. Oh, that's a strong tackle on Moses, and I think he's gone down. Tino Livramento, the Englishman, straight from behind. Only a yellow, but that could be bad for Moses. Looked like he went down holding his knee. We're just playing on the counter. Buick looking to get in behind Hakimi. Buick, the Croatian, squared to Lois Openda to slam home into the open net. Hit and run from RC Lens, as PSG been the ones with all the possession, all of the ball. But it's us who have a 2-goal lead. Buick storms away down the left, squares it to Openda, who rolls it home, and RC Lens have a 2-goal lead against the champions. Well, we have been defending for our lives today. Is Livramento again. Compedi gets payback, sticking up for his teammate Moses, absolutely clatters the English fullback. Oh, Nana this time targeted. Referee needs to get a hold of things here. Onana the captain now. PSG not getting their way and just taking it out on our boys. Onana can slip it through to Moses. Moses away from Charles, still carrying that knock, but Moses runs into Donnarumma. Oh, Moses running off Livramento. Moses, it's a decent effort from range. Tipped away by Donnarumma. Cunningham's also coming off. He's had a brilliant 80 minutes out there. Really kept Kylian Mbappe quiet, but of course he has just come back from that injury. So Oku comes on. With 10 to play, we still lead by 2. And the corners worked really well. Gnonto only finds Schumacher, but they'll keep it alive here, PSG. Shot comes in. It's a brilliant strike. And as we take Cunningham off, PSG back into the game, 2-1. Don't throw this away now, boys. Moses, who's carried on out there despite playing with a knock since that tackle from Livramento early doors. Still Moses. Losing out this time, but winning the ball back. Brilliant from him. And I think that might just about do it. And there is the whistle. We did hold on. It's a brilliant victory for Lens, which just about keeps our slither of a title dream alive. RC Lens victorious over PSG and cut the gap to 11 points with 9 to play. So guys, a bit of bad news after that brilliant victory. Moses, after getting snapped by Livramento, out for up to 4 weeks. He will probably only miss about 2 or 3 weeks of action though, as we are heading into an international break. So if there is any good time to get injured, it is now. Moses out for 4 weeks after a brilliant display into today's episode. So that is where we will leave it for today, guys. You can see with 9 games left to play, 11 points is the gap to PSG. I don't expect us to catch them, but we've got to have faith that it's at least possible. That win there just about keeps it alive. Stade Rennais also jumped back up to 3rd, but we now have a 10-point gap over them. I think we're going to be finishing 2nd this year, but as I say, we will keep hope that we can catch PSG. That will do it for today though, guys. We will be back in the next episode for our Conference League quarter-final against Basel and some more big games in the league as we look to catch PSG. I hope to catch you for it very soon, and peace.